Hello ladies, it's Rochelle. I'd like to share with you a message today entitled, When God Says No, What Do I Do? When God says no, what do I do? Wow, what a question. How many times have we heard God speak to us in a still small voice and say, no? Or how many times have you heard Him speak to you resoundingly and the answer was no? Or perhaps God just said, absolutely not. On the other hand, there are some of us who will respond by saying, Rochelle, I don't hear the voice of God, but I just feel like I'm not supposed to do something. If this is you, my sister, it applies to you as well. The bottom line is, when no is the response, the question remains, what am I supposed to do? The first thing that I would suggest that you do is to accept that God has really said no. When we accept that no is the answer, then we will stop trying to change the mind of God. The reason we struggle with the acceptance of no is because the reality is we want to continue to do what we are doing based on our terms and our terms alone. We believe sincerely that we know what's best for us. My friend, have you ever heard the old adage, because something is good to you, doesn't mean that it is good for you? Believe it or not, this adage is absolutely true, especially when it comes to the kingdom of God. When you look at your situation in life, you are only able to see a glimpse of your reality. But God, when He looks at you, in your situation, let me say that again. When God looks at you in your situation, He is able to see you from the beginning to the end. I have encouraged you in the past to look at life through the eyes of God. But understand that only God has the ability to see all of you. And this, my friend, is why God will say no. You see, when God says no, He wants to change your garment, as it were. God sees only you and wants you to be clothed in royalty, clothing that He purchased, as it were, with the price that He paid in blood. The second thing that you need to do is to understand that your struggle in accepting no has everything to do with your own desire to maintain authority. As women, we want to be in control of our own destiny. With God, He wants to be in control of your life. Therefore, what we must do is to submit to His authority and accept His authority as a matter of His divine will for our lives. I am mindful of Mary Magdalene, who, as you know, had been possessed with 7 devils. Delivered, she submitted to His authority, became clothed in His righteousness, and I am convinced after His resurrection, chose to spread the gospel to the world. When you accept no from God, see it as His divine will for your life. When you accept no from God, see it as His divine purpose for your life. And when you finally accept no from God, choose to live this life, His life, without looking back, knowing now, right now, that you are living a life of purpose. Until next week,